So we're going to talk about the chapter 1. So we start with 3 laws. So the number 1 is a common law, and the number 2 is the equitable, and third is a statutory. So common law is based on the previous decisions. So the keyword they use is the precedents, previous decisions. And the second one is the equitable. So equitable is based on fairness. And the third one is a statutory. So statutory laws are made in the parliament by the federal government or in the legislature by the provincial governments. So there's going to be one question for sure regarding this. So there are 3 laws: common laws, equitable, and statutory. So the statutory, the government can make changes anytime they want. So statutory law is number 1. Equitable is number 2. And the common law is number 3. There's going to be one question: if there is a conflict among the 3 of them, which one will prevail? So the statutory law will prevail. If there's a conflict among equitable and common law, which will prevail? So then the equitable will prevail. And normally one other question comes, the meaning of term decisis is also part of a common law. So term decisis mean let the former decision stand. So here you score 1 mark. And now we talk about 2 laws, public law and private law. So the public law is which is meant for everybody. Like a constitutional law, just like we drive on the right side of the road. Tax law, so everybody pays taxes. Criminal law, if you commit a crime and they punish you regardless you're rich or poor. And then there's agency law. This is not a government law. This is a private law. So for example, if you come to the class late, I say there's a $1 fine for every minute after 10 minutes. So this is a private law. So basically the question comes is, which one of the following is not a public law? Constitutional, criminal, tax law, and agency law. And the right one is the agency law. But they can all ask you the opposite. Which of the following are public laws? Okay? So this is 1 mark number 2. Then we talk about, there are four levels of courts. One is small claim court. So small claim court, basically you can take the case, for example, say my fee, whatever my fee is, you don't pay me. So I can take you up to $25,000 to the small claim court. And if I lose there, so then I can sue you, I can take you to the Supreme Court of BC. In Supreme Court of BC, there is no limit for the price. So you can sue for from $1 to $1 million or any amount. If I lose my case there, then I can take you to the BC Court of Appeal. And BC Court of Appeal is the highest court in BC. There are 3, 5 or to 7 judges make a decision based. And if I lose it there, so then I can take you to the Supreme Court of Canada. There are 3 to 9 judges make a decision. So now you know there are 4 courts: Small Claim Court, Supreme Court of BC, BC Court of Appeal, and Supreme Court of Canada. BC Court of Appeal and Supreme Court of Canada, it's up to them to take your case. You can't force them to take your case. If they find something new evidence, they can take your case. So the question comes in the exam is, if you fail at small claim, if you fail at the basically small claim court, so where are you going to go? You're going to go to the Supreme Court of BC. If you fail at Supreme Court of BC, where are you going to go? You're going to go to the BC Court of Appeal. If you fail there, you're going to go to Supreme Court of Canada. Okay? Then we talk about the next thing is, there are 3 levels of government. So this is mark number 4. Federal, provincial, and municipal. So most of the jobs are done by the federal, like marriage, divorce, fishery, transportation, national defense. So these are all the big list of federal: postal, bankruptcy, currency, criminal matters, copyrights, shippings. So these are all, it's a big list of federal duties. Then there's a provincial. In provincial is property and civil rights. education, municipal institution, administrator of justice within the province. So what you do, simply remember the provincial, because there is a very short list. Is the property and civil rights, education, municipal institution, administration of justice within the province. And the third is the municipal. So municipal has no powers. So the provincial government delegates its power to the municipal government, like passing bylaws, street regulations. For example, you want to turn your basement into a corner store. Where do you go? You go to the municipal governments. So now you know there are 3 levels of government: federal, provincial, and municipal. And most of the time they're going to ask you a question about the airport. So there's a big high-rise near the airport. Where does it fall? This is come under national defense. So this will fall under federal. And the other one is we talk about the municipal. They're going to ask about a basement. You want to turn a basement into the corner store, where are you going to go? You're going to go to the municipal. Then we're going to talk about there are several steps we take before we take the case to the judge. For example, somebody slap you and you want to sue the person. So where are you going to go? First thing you're going to file a writ of summons. And then number 2, then there will be pleading. So in pleading, you're going to make 2 things. Either you're going to make a statement of claim. So the claimant is going to make a statement of claim, and the defendant is going to make a statement of a defense. Then it's going to be appearance. And then is going to be, the 4th one is going to be discovery. So basically, and the 5th one is a trial, and the 6th one is the judgment. Most of the cases are solved in discovery, because discovery, basically the both parties present their case. If you find your case is weak, you settle there. So the most of the time the question comes in the exam is, so there are 4 steps. Number 1 is a writ of summons. Number 2 is its appearance. Number 3 is statement of claim. And number 4 is discovery. Arrange them in an order. If you don't know, you will commit one mistake. So, and then one question always comes about distinguishes. When a judge distinguishes a case on its fact, this means the fact crucial to the matter are not present in the present case. I always give example of Bill Clinton. So when the Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky case happened, so no other president did that. So basically, so the judge couldn't make a decision because the facts were not present in the present case. So that means distinguishes. So this chapter basically talk about these 5-6 things, and that's the end of this chapter.